I've spent my life exploring the wonders of our planet, but today we turn our gaze to the ancient world of Rome. As we observe the map of Europe, North Africa, and the Near East, we see the extraordinary reach of an empire that once dominated vast swathes of the known world. But how did Rome manage to control such an enormous territory? What was life like for those who found themselves suddenly part of this expanding colossus? Rome's expansion was nothing short of remarkable. From a small city-state on the banks of the Tiber, it grew to encompass an empire that stretched from the misty shores of Britain to the sun-baked banks of the Euphrates. This growth wasn't merely a matter of military conquest, it was a complex process of absorption and integration, as intricate as any ecosystem I've encountered in the natural world. As we look closer, we see that each new territory brought its own challenges. The Romans faced a daunting task: how to govern peoples of diverse cultures, languages, and traditions. Their solution was a blend of pragmatism and innovation that would shape the course of Western civilization for millennia to come. When Rome conquered a new province, the changes were often swift and profound. Like a great tide washing over the land, Roman administrators arrived, bringing with them new laws, taxes, and a completely different way of life. For many, this was a time of great upheaval, not unlike the dramatic changes we see in nature when a new species enters an ecosystem. But the Romans were nothing if not efficient. They quickly set about building roads, aqueducts, and forums, the very sinews of their empire. These weren't merely symbols of Roman power, they were the arteries through which the lifeblood of the empire flowed. Trade, communication, and Roman culture spread along these routes, gradually transforming the landscape of the conquered territories. It was a remarkable feat of engineering and organization. Rome's approach to maintaining order was a delicate balance of reward and punishment, not unlike the complex relationships we observe in nature. On one hand, we see the extension of Roman citizenship, a privilege that brought legal protections and opportunities for advancement. On the other hand, the presence of Roman legions served as a constant reminder of Rome's military might. These weren't just armies of conquest, they were peacekeepers, tax collectors, and the embodiment of Roman authority. In the furthest reaches of the empire, it was often these legions that stood as the bulwark against external threats and internal unrest. Their presence was as ubiquitous and imposing as a pride of lions on the African savanna. As we observe the provinces over time, we see a fascinating process of cultural exchange unfold. Roman customs, language, and architecture began to blend with local traditions, creating unique hybrid cultures. In cities across the empire, we find Roman bathhouses alongside local shrines, Latin inscriptions next to native languages. Yet this process wasn't always smooth. In some areas, resistance to Roman rule bubbled beneath the surface, occasionally erupting into open rebellion. The Jewish revolt in Judea and Boudicca's uprising in Britain stand as powerful examples of the tensions that could arise when Roman authority clashed with deeply held local beliefs and customs. These conflicts, they remind us of the complex dynamics at play in this vast imperial experiment. The impact of Rome's provincial management extended far beyond the life of the empire itself. As we look at modern Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, we can still see the echoes of Roman rule. From legal systems to urban planning, the fingerprints of Rome's administrative genius remain visible, a lasting reminder of the empire's profound influence on human civilization. It's quite extraordinary how the patterns established by Rome continue to shape our world, much like how ancient geological events continue to influence the landscapes we see today. As our journey through Rome's imperial management comes to an end, I invite you to consider the legacy of this remarkable civilization in your own culture. The story of Rome's provinces is in many ways the story of how diverse peoples and cultures came to share a common heritage, a process that continues to shape our world today. If you've enjoyed this exploration of ancient history, do consider sharing it with others who might find it equally fascinating. After all, understanding our past is key to navigating our future.